I am movie man. I'm an octopus who reviews movies, and today's review is going to be on. Now, this is a film which has been on my radar as the film premiered late last year, and well, it got some great reviews, and it got a release there this past December over in America and other territories. So in Ireland we just got the film there nearly a week ago now. And I went to see the film for myself about 5 days ago now. And now that I have seen the movie for myself, do I think it is worthy of all the high appraisal it has been getting? In my opinion, yes, it absolutely does. To start things off, the cinematography in this film is great, in my opinion. Since this is, a movie from A24, it's shot, in kind of their usual style, like where when you see it, it's an A24 movie. Which I think it is a really well shot film, and I think it pretty much gets the time period like really well. And like, I don't know, there were actually some really good shots in this film. Like, there was one shot in particular which I remember from this film. Basically, without giving too much away, there's like a scene where one of the characters does a coin toss to determine which of the other two characters are gonna go on the ring. And I am not gonna lie, we just see that shot of the coin being tossed in the air and flipping over and back. It is genuinely a great shot, in my opinion. So I think the cinematography in the movie was great. And like, not only did it capture the time period so well, but I thought there were some genuinely great shots in the movie. I think the editing in this film is really good as well. I think the film is genuinely a really well edited movie. Like, the film, kind of does interesting things with its editing as well. Whereas like kind of start where like they'll kind of cost forwards to certain scenes, and kind of making it very distinct. I think it is genuinely a really well edited movie. In fact, I think this is probably one of A24's best when it comes to the editing. So I think the editing in the movie is pretty great. As the pace in this film, now This is a relatively long movie at 2 hours and 12 minutes. And yeah, also, I think, like, you can kind of feel the runtime, like, maybe a little bit, but despite the rather long runtime, though, I think the film is honestly rather brisk with its pacing, where, like, it goes by, it feels very even to the story. Yeah, it's honestly brilliant pacing, in my opinion, so yeah, I think the pacing in this movie is great. Now, the sound music in the film, I think the score itself is really good. Like, it is honestly a great score to listen to. Um, and throughout the film, we hear like a few songs like from kind of around that time period. These songs are featured in the trailer, and they make appearances in the film, and when they come into the movie they are very welcome because they're great songs to listen to. Yeah, and I think they fit with the movie really well. Um, which means that yes, Don't Fear the Reaper, which is of course featured in the trailer, does in fact make an appearance in the movie, and yes, its presence is very much welcome. Uh, so yeah, the sound and music in the film is great in my opinion. Now we get to the characters and the performances from the cast. So starting things off, we have our main protagonist in the movie, Kevin Von Erich. Now, Kevin, he is the oldest of the four brothers. Well, technically, he's actually the second oldest, but brother who was born before him passed away. So, yeah, he's the oldest of the four living brothers in the film. Uh, we follow Kevin throughout the movie. Like, the whole film is told from his perspective. Uh, yeah, I think Kevin is a really captivating character in this film. Like, he's a great character to follow. You really do like him as a character. And you definitely start to feel very bad for him as the movie goes on. Um, and in terms of the performance, let me just say right now, Zac Efron. Now, I'll admit, he has never really, impressed me as an actor. Um, the last film that he was in before this movie was Firestarter, and of course, you guys remember that film from Jesus, nearly 2 years ago now. Um, yeah, you guys will remember. I absolutely despise that film. I named it as my worst movie of 2022. But, oh boy, to say that he redeemed himself from that movie. Like, again, as I said, he's never really impressed me that much as an actor, but oh my god, that has now changed with this film. Let me just say right now, he is absolutely phenomenal in this film. Like, oh my god, he really disappears into his character in this performance. Um, and can I just say, I honestly feel kind of bad for him because, like, it's award season at the moment, and, like, he hasn't really gotten, like, that much nominations. Like, I mean, he didn't get, like, an Oscar nomination or a Golden Globe nomination or a BAFTA, nothing. He hasn't been nominated for, like, any, huge awards for this film, which I honestly think is a shame. In fact, can I just say, if this were any other year, this film would honestly be swooping the award seasons, but, like, considering that it's the season of films, like Oppenheimer, Poor Things, The Holdovers, Barbie, all those other movies, this film is sadly just getting ignored, which is honestly a massive shame in my opinion. Um, but yeah, like, I mean, it's only the first month of the year, and I've got to say, he is already a huge contender for next year's Movie Man Awards. Then again, though, if you look at some of the lead performances in some films I've seen so far this year, there's honestly a lot of contenders for, Movie Man Awards next year. But yeah, I thought Kevin was a great character, and Zac Efron did an absolutely phenomenal job in this film. He was the clear standout of this cast. Um, Moving on from Kevin, we have his other brothers as well, Kerry, David, and Mike. Now, they don't get as much focus as Kevin because, Kevin is the lead of the movie. It's all told from his perspective. So yeah, the other brothers, they kind of have their own moments, but I thought they were all great characters in their own right whenever they were in the film. I think they're honestly a lovable bunch. Like, you really love these brothers. Like, I think the chemistry between them is honestly great. Now, if you kind of know, the true story behind, the Von Erichs, everything that happened and stuff, then you know that unfortunately we do not get to spend the whole movie with all four of them. And yeah, without getting too much into, what happens, it is very tragic. You honestly are just so upset by what happens. Yeah, and I'll be honest, these actors who played the brothers, now obviously Zac Efron was the standout of the cast here, but to be fair though, I think these other actors who played the other brothers, I thought they were all very good as well in their own right. I don't think they were overshadowed by Efron too much. I thought they all played their characters very well. Yeah, so I thought the way they worked off each other was really good. Yeah, I thought they were all great characters in their own right. Next up, we have their parents. Their father Fritz. Now Fritz, he's their father, and he's kind of training all of them. Now, as if you've seen the trailer, if you know the true story, then as you know, he is very hard on the boys because he really wants them all to, become like really successful, to become, the best and stuff. And well, something like that wouldn't instantly make someone unlikable, but however, if you know the whole thing, he is not a very nice guy at all. Like he is honestly rather too harsh on his sons. Um, and yeah, there's times throughout the film where you just really do not like him at all as a character. Like, there's one scene in this film, and this scene happens in like just the first few minutes. Now, if you have seen the trailer for this movie, then because you'll know this scene. This scene is actually featured in the film's trailer. Um, there's a scene in the first few minutes of the movie where he straight up ranks his own sons.
Now, we all know Carrie's my favorite, then Kev, then David, then Mike. But the rankings can always...
Damn!
Yeah. Um, as you can guess, he is just really not a nice guy at all. But nonetheless, though, I do think he is a very captivating character, and in terms of the performance, I think host McCallany does an excellent job here. Like, aside from Efron, he is definitely the second best of the cast, because I thought he did a great job here. He helped make this character very unlikable. I thought he really came into his role here. I'll be honest, I think this is the best performance I've seen of his, because like he just did such a great job here in this role. Um, yeah, so Fritz, despite being an unlikable character, he was an interesting, captivating character nonetheless, and Holt McCallany did an excellent job in his performance. We also have their mother, Doris, and like she is not really a very likable character either. Because she's honestly very neglectful of how Fritz is towards some of the boys. Like there's a scene in the film where Kevin is telling her that he feels as if their father is being a bit too harsh on Mike, the youngest son, and that maybe she should step in and say something to him. But she neglectfully just tells Kevin that it's between them, that they shouldn't be getting involved. Yeah, so you end up kind of disliking her character as well. However, I thought she was still an interesting character, and I think Maura Tierney did a pretty good job here. Granted, like I don't think the script really gave her as much to do as Holt McCallany or some of the other cast members. But nonetheless, I thought she still did a pretty good job here. In terms of the other characters, the other character who really gets a lot of focus in this film is Pam, who is Kevin's girlfriend and later his wife. Now Pam, I thought, was like an interesting character. She has a few scenes in the film, alright, with Kevin, and yeah, I thought like she was, a pretty likable character. I thought Lily James actually did a very good job here, cause like the script didn't really give like her like as much to do, but she also did a very good job here, and I thought she also had very good chemistry with Zac Efron and some of the other cast members. So yeah, I thought the characters in the film were great, and I think the cast were all very good, especially Zac Efron and Holt McCallany, who are clear standouts. The plot of this film is, well, it's pretty much, it's an adaptation of like the Von Erichs story, and what ends up happening. Like it's told from the perspective of Kevin Von Erich, and yeah, I'll be honest, I thought they did a great job with the plot in this film. I think they really heavily focused it on, the chemistry between the brothers, and, how everything falls apart, and it is definitely a really tragic movie, but it is still one which, it really makes you care about these brothers and what's going to happen to them. And I think they really did a great, job with it. They did a great job of making you care about what was going on, and yeah, it was honestly just a really again, despite being a very tragic film, I think they really did a great job with its plot and, making you care about it also. I thought the plot of this film was great. In terms of the narrative structure, now, of course, like the main, we have like all these different, subplots kind of with all the brothers and their struggles. And I think the film devotes a good amount of time to each of the brothers. No one really feels, left out. And like they do a very good job of, balancing it all out, and they do fit into the main narrative very well. Despite the movie, focusing on Kevin, like him being the main focus of the movie, I thought they did a good job with, focusing on a lot of the other brothers and, kind of, all fitting into the main film. I thought they honestly did a great job with that. So, yeah, I thought the narrative structure in this film was great. So, overall, The Iron Claw was an absolutely phenomenal movie. I can definitely see why so many people were, really highly praising this film. I really do think it is one of the best films of the year so far. Like, you've got great cinematography, great editing, music, pacing, you got great characters, you have great performances. The standout performances here being Holt McCallany and especially Zac Efron in the lead. And it's a great plot. It tells this story brilliantly and it really makes you care about all of the brothers as characters. It was overall just an absolutely phenomenal movie. If you ask me, this is definitely a must-watch film. If you have not yet seen this film, it is an absolute must-watch. See it as soon as you can, because I think it is just an absolutely outstanding film, and one of the best of the year so far. So with that, I am going to give The Iron Claw a 10 out of 10. So with that, I'll see you guys next time, and bye.